Hello and good morning. It's Phil Thatch on this chilly September morning right here on the gravel road that leads to the Summit Knobs Equestrian Trail in Hamilton County, Tennessee. And today I'm out with the Sony a6700 and their fabulous 200 to 600 millimeter telephoto zoom lens. And I'm pretty excited already this morning because the first bird I got this morning was a lifer for me. I'm almost sure this is what it is. I have never seen one before, so my identification is more than rusty, but I think it's a female Magnolia Warbler. Never photographed a Magnolia Warbler before, so let's take a look at that and I'll keep on working and see what I can get. This is my first ever Magnolia Warbler photograph. This is a female Magnolia Warbler, and it's the first time I've ever even seen one. I've seen lots of pictures of them, but I've never seen one myself. And this is 600 millimeters, wide open at 6.3. 1/250th of a second, and 2000 ISO. This was the very first shot I made. It landed, I saw it, I got it in the frame, got it in focus, and fired, and I got this shot, and then this was the first shot. This was the third shot, and in this one, it's leaning down, and it's just about to take off. This one's the exact same settings, except it's ISO 2500, where this first shot is ISO 2000. I think the first shot is probably the better of the two, but I do like both shots. There's a leaf in the foreground that's very out of focus, and in this shot it's not blocking the bird at all, and in this shot it's blocking the tail just a little bit, but it's not bad. Really happy with both of these shots of the Magnolia Warbler, a lifer for me. This that we're looking at now is the edited Magnolia Warbler shot before I sent it through Topaz, and this is the next shot. So this was the first shot, and I'm shooting at 11 frames per second, and I only got 7 shots total. So this is the first shot, this is the second shot, and you can see there's motion blur in this one, so can't use that shot. This is completely unedited. This is the third shot, and this one is nice and sharp, no motion blur. This one's edited, but as all of these have not been through Topaz, so you can see all the noise. Normally my photos don't have noise in them because I run them through Topaz, but at 2500 ISO, this APS-C camera has tons of noise. So this is the third shot. This is the fourth shot. It's not as sharp as this one, but it would probably be almost sharp enough to share. I would definitely have shared this if it was the only shot I had. And then so that's the fourth. This is the fifth shot, motion blur in this one. This is the sixth shot, the bird is gone. You can see there, I believe there's even rolling shutter distortion in its wings as it's taken off. So that's the sixth shot, and that is the seventh shot as it leaves the frame. So shooting at 11 frames per second, I have 7 shots. So 7/11ths of a second is how long I had to get these shots. I've been working for about an hour since I got the Magnolia Warbler and just haven't had any luck at all. Just not seeing much. It's really windy, and I think that's hurting my chances with the birds. But you know what? If I came out today and the only shot I got was that Magnolia Warbler, it would still be a great day because it's always great to get a lifer. You know, the longer you do bird photography in the same area, the harder it is to find a new lifer. But anyway, after about an hour of working and not having any luck, I did just now get a few shots of a brown thrasher. So that's pretty cool. Here's the first of 2 brown thrasher photographs I decided to share with you. I was able to get probably 20 or so, maybe even 30 at 11 frames per second. And I picked out the 2 best ones. This is 600 millimeters, 1/250th of a second, wide open at 6.3 and ISO 2000. There's a leaf in the foreground, and it's kind of blocking the entire bird, but it's so much closer that it's completely out of focus. And strangely, you can still see the entire bird, even though it is partially blocked. And I just love the bright yellow eye on a brown thrasher. So this is the first shot that I decided to share with you, and this is the second one, a little different pose, same perch, same blockage problem. These were pretty cool, and I was so happy to see this bird because it had been a long time, like an hour, as I mentioned in the previous clip, since I had seen a bird and gotten it in my sights. Still struggling to find the birds I'm actually after, which would be vireos and warblers. But I found another brown thrasher with amazing light on it. So let's take a look at that. Just right outside the car in a white pine tree. I think that's what kind of tree it is. Now on these brown thrasher shots, I'm much further away, but the light is much better and we're not blocked as much. I wish this branch here was not blocking the legs and feet, but otherwise it's a fairly unobstructed view. And this is 1/1000th, much more light, f6.3, 600 millimeters, and ISO 400. And I got one more. Now the bird has turned around, but it is a pretty nice shot. 600 millimeters, 6.3, 1/1000th, and ISO 250 for this one. So I was able to do a pretty long burst of these, but this one and this one were my favorites. It's continuing to be a struggle this morning. I finally gave up and left the Summit Knobs Equestrian Trail area, and I've come here to Harrison Bay State Park. I drove all through Harrison Bay State Park, all my little areas where I often find birds, and didn't see anything. And then I finally found the great blue heron, which I've actually photographed once before, that likes to hang around right here at these boat docks. So I got kind of an up-close headshot of the great blue heron. And now last but not least, here is the great blue heron. I'm not 100% satisfied with the head angle. I wish the bird would have turned its head to the right just a little bit. But I like the colors and I like the detail in this shot. It's 600 millimeters, 1/1000th of a second, wide open at 6.3, and ISO 160 of the great blue heron there in the marina at Harrison Bay State Park. Well, that's going to do it for me here at Harrison Bay State Park. There's two things I can tell you for sure. One, it's not always easy to find birds to photograph, as I'm sure you know if you've done bird photography. And two, the Sony a6700 combined with their 200 to 600 millimeter lens is a great combination for bird photography when you are lucky enough to find a bird. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, reach down and hit the thumbs up. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye-bye.